Hello, everyone. Dan is knocking the lady who introduces us. When we go live, there's a lady that...
I wasn't the one saying that. That was Carlos.
Oh, that was Carlos. So, Carlos, you had a very... I thought you were Dan. That was Carlos' mom.
Do you think my voice is that high-pitched?
I have a high-pitched voice. I would like to think sometimes. Before we go into SummerSlam, I do want to say something. I think a lot of people are a little bit confused, and I haven't brought this up. I just want to clear a couple of things up before we cover SummerSlam. So, a while back, we were joined by Josh, and he was doing a couple of shows with us. However, things didn't really work out with our working relationship, so he decided to do other things, and I wish him well and everything like that. But he is no longer with the world of WWE. I just felt that I didn't address that. He kind of just disappeared, and I didn't want anyone to think, like, what happened? Where'd he go? Everything's okay. He's just no longer with world of WWE. And we do have a co-host named Nick who will be joining us often to recap different shows. And you guys met him when we were doing our SummerSlam predictions, but he will be joining us for the NXT TakeOver 36 recap with Carlos and myself, so you guys will get a chance to meet him a little bit more. So I just wanted to say that really quick before we started. So Josh is no longer with us, but you guys will get a chance to meet Nick. So yeah, so that's just a little bit under the way, but you guys are here for our SummerSlam 2021 recap. It happened. It came and went. I'm joined before I... Wait, did I introduce you guys? No, I didn't. I'm joined...
Well, you kind of did. I mean, we already said we're here.
Oh, well, I kind of did. Carlos and Dan are here, so that's good.
What's up?
What's up, guys?
I love that you recognize it, so that's good. Yeah, so we are going to obviously be talking about SummerSlam. Before we do, I want to make sure that you guys, if you're listening to us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and the notification bell. Dan, why do they hit the notification bell?
Because, guys, it just takes you a split second to hit it, and it saves you a whole lot of minutes just looking for us.
Hit it and quit it. That's the best.
Oh, and before we cover SummerSlam,
Yeah.
how about you tell the people what happened on Friday after SmackDown?
What happened on Friday?
We're not focusing on AEW. This is a WWE.
But still,
Whoa.
it's a big thing. It's a big thing.
Wow, my body is moving by that comment because I am so like taken aback. Fucking CM Punk.
It's a big thing.
Yeah, that's a big thing, man.
I'm just saying this is a WWE podcast. Can we please focus on WWE and not AEW?
Yeah, I understand, but he was associated with WWE for a very long time, and like
he was. Look,
I don't even consider him debuting in AEW. I just consider him returning to wrestling. I don't even like AEW is trash. I'm
surprised Anthony's not sticking with me on that. Like
he's say. Ha ha, motherfuckers. Ha 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 ha, tee hee ha ha. Because both of you. Oh, I don't think.
I mean, I feel like I would have been more surprised.
I have a very specific reason on why.
Yeah, you both are talking.
Look, I have a very specific reason on why I didn't want to say it was going to happen. I would not like to get into that reason, though.
Okay.
It's a very personal
how much money they're probably paying? How much money they're probably paying him for that? Like, he never wanted to return to wrestling. You know how much the money...
Well, no. No, in CM Punk's own words, he said, I will return to WWE if they pay me a lot of money and the storylines are good.
And Vince McMahon is dead, pretty much.
No, he didn't say the thing about Vince McMahon being dead, but Jon Moxley, he said... a lot of people say that about WWE. They have to pay me a lot of money and they have to make the storylines good. That's what takes sense.
I mean, in my opinion, then we can get started on SummerSlam. I feel like he felt like he deserved more, which I feel like he got a lot. He was champion for like over a year, and he still doesn't. He feel like he deserves more after that. Like, honestly, I feel like he thought too high of himself. So to be honest,
Go ahead, yeah, and then I'll talk. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say I grew up with CM Punk, and like as much as like I'm very happy he's back. I love the fact that he's back in wrestling, considering the fact that I grew up with him. But I mean, like, I don't know. I just feel like it probably would have been better if he stayed away from wrestling. Like if he did, he would still be
Unless he
known
got
as the
signed by
greatest of
WWE.
all time. Like I don't care.
Unless
Like he should have just stayed away from wrestling in general because we don't know what AEW is exactly going to do for him. Like in my opinion, AEW is not exactly doing anything for like say John Moxley. They're not doing anything for like say.
like they did
I
good
don't
with
know. I
John
kind
Moxley
of have to
for
disagree a
They're
little
not.
bit.
They didn't really. They don't really push their. Like I don't see anything for Paul White. I don't see
Well, I'll
anything
tell
for
you
like.
guys. Hang on. I
only
do have
person
to
they
say.
push over there is Kenny Omega,
Hang
and
on,
then
guys.
the other guys.
You guys are both very passionate today. Jesus friggin' Christ! I'm gonna have to like start doing the mute button.
I've been like
Wow.
I've been like a pit bull all week, like tied up, like ready to get my butts out. Like, let's go.
With CM Punk, I think the reason why he left was because Triple H and him did not get along. And Triple H was in charge of a lot of creative stuff. And CM Punk, from his perspective,
He was a brat. He's a.
Hang
When
on,
you guys were calling
hang
Seth, you guys
on,
were calling.
guys, hang on.
It's Carlos, not me. I ain't saying shit.
Carlos, Pitbull, relax. So, as I was saying, I think from his words, he was supposed to be involved at WrestleMania. It was supposed to be CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan versus Batista. But then I don't know what happened, but Triple H was like, no, we're not going to do that. It's going to be Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan versus Batista. And I think it's kind of funny because if you think about it, it was kind of right. Like, look at WWE now. I mean, the storylines and the creative aspects of it. Like, I understand why a lot of those wrestlers say like they'd have to pay me a lot because
One person's opinion.
hang on, you're pretty much killing your entire character if you go to WWE. Like, look at how much of a joke Big Show was. In WCW, he was billed as Andre the Giant's son, and he was the first guy to choke slam like friggin' Kevin Nash and Hulk Hogan. He won the title when his first match, and then he comes to WWE and he's Vince McMahon's bitch, and then he gets fucking like he goes into hardcore. He gets attacked. He gets beat in a last man standing match to Shane McMahon twice. He friggin' then has to at some
I
point.
thought that was Kane he beat in the last man standing match.
No, he beat Shane at Backlash and Judgment Day.
Oh,
Judgment Day 2000 and Backlash 01. And then he then gets the freaking sumo match where he's fighting in a fucking like bar.
Yeah, he fought Aki Bono in an.
It's like it's almost like okay, like yes, you're. So I understand them being like you would have to pay me mad money because you're pretty much giving up your character.
Well, they say mad money and they say a good storyline, and I understand that.
Yeah, and I do get. And the thing is that right now, I mean, look at the storylines. Karrion Kross is pretty much fucking Demolition in the Sultan. It's like it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, look at this shit. They have freaking Nikki Cross dressed as a superhero, and she was way better with her sanity gimmick.
But I do have to say, as regarding AEW with the wrestlers, I do disagree with you guys because if you look at, look at Luke Harper. Now I know he passed away, so a lot of people like immortalize him because of that. But he really didn't do anything in WWE, and then he goes to AEW. He's a TNT champion. Rusev in AEW just demolishes people. Dean Ambrose, John Moxley, a lot of people are like, oh, he's like Stone Cold. I don't think he's like Stone Cold, but I do think he has a really good following. I think AEW just has better storylines and can make the characters better. And I think that's why I feel like they have a bit more success here than they did in WWE because WWE doesn't care about the storylines or the wrestlers. They just care about the big matches, John Cena versus Roman Reigns, which in my opinion sucked. I mean, it was decent, but I didn't think it was anything amazing. But we'll get to that. Yes, but thank you, Carlos, for mentioning that though, because CM Punk did come back. Whether or not we like or dislike it, it did change the landscape of wrestling because part of CM Punk coming back allowed a lot of returns that took place at SummerSlam. you'd have to be an idiot to think that Vince didn't plan this as sort of like a comeback. Although he said there was going to be no retaliatory strikes against AEW, I think he sure did bring some. So SummerSlam was full of surprises. Some were good, some were not so good. We were just getting to making sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and wherever podcasts are available. We're on Instagram, YouTube. We'll get to all of that in a minute. So I'm just going to jump right into the pay-per-view. SummerSlam 2021 came to us from Las Vegas, Nevada. The first match on the main card is for the Raw Tag Team Championships. The Raw Tag Team Champions, a phenomenal one, AJ Styles and Omos, taking on RK Bro, which is the team of Randy Orton and Riddle. It was a decent match. I didn't take a lot of notes for this one, but RK Bro did win to become new Raw Tag Team Champions after Randy hit an RKO on AJ Styles. Before we go over thoughts, let me just go over our predictions. So for that match, let me find it right here. I picked AJ Styles and Omos to win, so I didn't get any points. Carlos, you went with RK Bro, so you have 10 points currently. Dan, you agreed with me and went with Styles and Omos, so you have 0 points like me. And Nick actually went with RK Bro, so he is tied with you at 10 points. So we'll go with Carlos. We'll start with you. What were your thoughts on the match?
I thought it was a really good tag team match. Randy Orton and Riddle gelled really good together. And yeah, I feel like it could have went longer though. But I really liked how everything played out. I feel like everything played out perfectly. And yeah. I'm happy that we got some fresh like tag team champions in the situation.
Okay. All right. How about you, Dan?
I have a comment on what you said, Carlos. You said fresh tag team champions. I have a bit of an issue with that because technically AJ Styles and Omos didn't get too many chances to show off how good they are as a tag team. WWE never really put them on TV. So I think it was a little unfair that they gave the tag titles to a team that pretty much started, a few months ago?
Yeah, it seems like they started around like February. I'd say they started teaming together at least.
And it's, I don't know, that just bothers me a bit. Like, they've only been together, like, barely a few months. Because technically, Orton's been gone. Like, they haven't even really been together in a few matches. So I think that was really stupid, in my opinion, just to give them the titles like that. I mean, it was an okay match. It was, but I mean, like, I stand by the fact that they shouldn't have given Randy Orton and Matt Riddle the tag titles. I think they should have waited, given them another match. I wouldn't say make them lose the next match. I'm just saying, like, give them a little bit more time as a tag team before just giving them the tag titles. Like, the tag titles used to mean something. Now they're just nothing.
Yeah, I agree. For me, I don't know what to think. I didn't really care about this one, to be honest. I feel like I haven't really cared about the Raw Tag Team titles or the SmackDown Tag Team titles in a long time. So when AJ and Omos won, I was like, oh, great, they win. Like, I didn't really even care then. So this one I knew I wasn't going to care. I didn't think RK Bro was going to win because I feel like Randy Orton teaming with Riddle doesn't make any sense. That's just my opinion. I know that right now his character, he's a baby face and everything, but if you look at the history and legacy of Randy Orton, he would never, ever think teaming with Riddle was cool. But I don't know, maybe 2020 softened him a little bit. But yeah, so I didn't really care so much about this match, and yeah, I was just kind of waiting for it to be over, my honest opinion. Yeah, but I mean, we do have new tag team champions, RK Bro, so I guess we'll have to see how long their reign will last. So, moving on. Next, we saw Eva Marie with Doudrop taking on Alexa Bliss. Here are some quick notes from that match. There's a moment where Eva slaps Lily and uses Lily against Alexa Bliss. She basically pushes Lily in Bliss's face. Alexa gets the quick win after a DDT. Then after the match, Doudrop grabs the microphone and says the loser of this match is Eva Marie. She puts on Eva Marie's robe and walks away. Again, before we get into thoughts, let's go over our predictions for this one. So I thought that Alexa Bliss was going to win, and I was correct, so I got 10 points. We actually all thought Bliss was going to win. So Dan and I have 10 points. Carlos and Nick, they both have 20 points now. Dan, what were your thoughts on this match?
I'm just glad the match was over quickly. Like, I could not give two shits about the match. And, I mean, the match is just boring. Like, it didn't even give me any interest to begin with. Like, what made me care about it? Nothing. So it was just what it is.
Okay, all right. And how about you, Carlos?
So for me, I was just happy to see Alexa Bliss on the show. To be honest, like I was just happy to like see her get some time, and I like how like Doudrop like kind of like walked out on her. Like now she's like gonna be on her own, and yeah.
Fuck Eva Marie.
I look at it.
I was surprised. I was just surprised that that Eva Marie didn't be like, "Oh, Doudrop, you're gonna wrestle this match for me." Like she actually showed guts and like actually did it.
I think for me, one second, guys. I think for me, I was just kind of confused as to what I was doing. I was kind of upset with this match for two reasons. One, I kind of wish it went a little bit longer so we could kind of see Eva Marie's ring ability if she has any. And two, I feel like with this storyline, I feel like there was no purpose for the Stephen Via storyline. You know, they fight for
Like, that could have just, this could have been a pre-show match, in my opinion.
Yeah, but even like they built it up like for a month, and then you have her lose, and then you know immediately go into another storyline with the two characters. So I felt like that was just brought on. Carlos I think made a good point. Like he was happy to see Alexa Bliss. I think that's kind of like what the point of this match was, just to get fans happy to see her, because there was really, you know, no, this could have even been on Raw. You know, like the way it ended, it seemed as if the rivalry was.
In my opinion, this would have been like a main event match. Like, not like the main event show. Like, I mean like the show main event, not like the... I don't mean like the main event of SummerSlam. Like, literally, there's a show called Main Event, and I think it could have been on there because that's like the Java show, and unfortunately, I don't think either win. Well, no, I think Eva Marie should, but I don't think Alexa Bliss should be. But, like, it was just that bad of a match, in my opinion.
And I do get upset because I do wish that we could see more of Eva Marie, like what she has, but they always book her to do these quick matches where she always loses.
She didn't have ring talent to begin with. I don't even understand why they brought her back.
I think because she has a good look, I think, which they say, oh, we're not doing that no more, but obviously you are. And I think because a lot of people don't like her, so she's a natural heel, you know? So, like, they know when she comes out, they're going to be booing. The best way to get rid of someone is to show no reaction, in my opinion. But
they don't show any reaction because they don't care about her.
Yeah. All right, so moving on. WWE United States Championship is on the line. The United States Champion Sheamus taking on Damian Priest. Again, I didn't take much notes on this match, but it was a decent match. They both gave it their all. Damian Priest became the new United States Champion after a reckoning, which was awesome. Let's go over our predictions. Dan, you and I will actually know. So I earned... Right now I have 20 points because I picked Damian Priest to win. Carlos, you have 20 points. Dan, you, my friend, have 20. Wait, do you have 20 points? No, hang on. Yes, right now you have 20 points because you guessed. No, you don't because you guessed Sheamus. I'm sorry. The ones that have 20 points right now.
I don't even remember guessing this match, so I don't care.
So okay, right now I have 20 points because I guess Alexa Bliss and Damian Priest correct. So that's 20 points, right? Carlos, you guessed Sheamus, so that was incorrect, but you do right now have 20 points because you guessed RK Bro and Alexa Bliss. Dan, right now you have 10 points because you guessed Alexa Bliss.
I'm at the bottom of the barrel.
That's all right. And then Nick actually has 30 points because he guessed Damian Priest to win. So right now Nick is in the lead. Dan, what were your thoughts on Damian Priest versus Sheamus?
I mean, it was a decent match. I mean, I'm glad Damian Priest won. I didn't think he was because, I mean, you know, he's still kind of a new guy on the main roster and everything, but I'm glad he won. I mean, hey, honestly, I'm just glad Sheamus don't have the title anymore. He didn't make me care about that thing at all.
Okay. Sheamus, no one cares. How about you, Carlos? What are your thoughts?
I was happy for Damian Priest. I just feel like, and the match was amazing. I really loved it. It wasn't like 10 stars, but it was definitely a good match. Like not to not take your eyes off of. But I always like whenever somebody takes off Sheamus's like steel mask, and then Sheamus gets so pissed. I love that. Something about that just makes me like goddamn. But yeah, it was a really good match. I just feel like Sheamus should have kept the title.
Carlos gets really excited when someone takes off Sheamus's mask.
No, because like since he like has an injury to his nose, it's like oh shit just got real.
Carlos is trying to.
It kind of reminds me from when like back in the days when they used to do that to Cody Rhodes. Then he would just like cover his face and just walk away.
Yeah, dashing Cody Rhodes.
No, that was before he became dashing Cody Rhodes.
Well, sorry. I thought he was already dashing, and then he broke his nose.
Oh yeah, and then he did the whole "I'm ugly" gimmick or something like that.
Yeah.
And then after that, he joined Damien Sandow and grew out that mustache.
Yeah. So my thoughts on it, I kind of agree with Dan. I think that it's good to finally see Damian Priest with the title, somebody new. I thought it was an okay match. It was okay. I mean, I feel like a lot of these matches were just brought together, kind of, so I wasn't like super invested into this one. But I was glad to see Damian Priest walk out champion to get a point for that one. So it was okay. Nothing spectacular, but nothing terrible.
You guys don't sound too excited talking about SummerSlam.
Yeah, before we even talk about that, let me just say that this SummerSlam was like the most watched one of all time.
And as it should be. I feel like it was really good. I don't know.
I feel like a lot of people tuned in, but I don't think they were very happy with it.
I mean, there were some good spots in there.
Yeah. We'll talk. Okay, so the next match is for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, taking on Dominic and Rey Mysterio. And the Usos retain the SmackDown Tag Team Championships after a double kick to Rey and a flying splash. Carlos, what did you think of this?
Wait, should you go over who we picked?
Yeah, sorry, I almost forgot that. So we all got 10 points with that because the Usos all won. So right now...
I thought somebody picked Rey Mysterio and...
we all went with the Usos, surprisingly. Because I think a lot of us were assuming that Dominic was going to turn on Rey.
Right.
Or the other way around. Yeah, I was a little disappointed. I was a little disappointed about that. I was like, wow, something's gonna happen, and nothing happened. And then they just go to the commercial break. I was like, fuck.
Well, let's go over points. So right now I have 30 points. Carlos, right now you have 30 as well. And Dan, you have 20 points right now.
And Nick has 40.
Nick has 40. Yes.
He's coming for my title.
He is. He's coming for it. All right, Dan, what were your thoughts on this one?
Wait, weren't you gonna go?
I was with Carlos.
Whoever wants to go first. I'm sorry.
I thought Carlos kind of already gave his opinion on the match.
I talked about the part I thought that the Mysterios was going to turn on each other, but
I mean,
someone go. Whoever wants.
I thought it was like I was with Carlos. I was just like waiting. That was the only thing that was like made me like hoping this match would be good. Like someone's gonna turn on someone, make the match good, but nothing happened. So I was a little disappointed in that one. Fuck.
Now you're like, damn. Okay. Yeah. How about you, Carlos?
So I feel like any match that the Usos are involved in, like, is a must watch thing. Because like lately, like, they've been doing like really good. on the mic, their matches, everything's been like so good. So yeah, it was a good match. And I guess like I feel like now like they should definitely find like I feel like the Street Profits should be next up in line.
Okay.
Like for the titles.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a good match. I feel like they like I like the parts when they like start taunting with the fans and stuff, and like when they like take control and then they start like slowing things down. You know.
Mm-hmm. I hear.
Really enjoying that part.
Here's my opinion. I was not feeling this. I felt like it could have been a match on SmackDown. That's my problem. I feel like being Carlos is like, oh. I feel like my problem is like the only match that I felt really that the wrestlers were really caring about and that really gave it their all was Seth Rollins versus Edge. I feel like a lot of the wrestlers were having lackluster matches. They weren't putting on shows that they sold out like 51,000 seats and literally every match was like 10, 15 minutes and nothing special happened. You know, and it's sad because the Usos can put on a good tag match. They've done it before with Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. They've done it with the New Day. They could do it with the Mysterios. Dominic, maybe Dominic hasn't done anything for me since he's come. I don't know if it's because he's just been with his dad the entire time. But it's just like they need to do something with Dominic because nobody cares about him. And it's sad because I'm excited when I saw him come out. And yeah, I feel like they could have done a turn angle. They could have done something to make this match like have more oomph. But no, the Usos retain, and yeah, the head of the table. It's just like literally just a match that Roman Reigns could have like people have them wear the lays so they all can match. But yeah, didn't really care. But all right, so moving on. Next, we have King Nakamura come down and Rick Boogs performs for him. Felt like that wasn't necessary. They could have made a match longer, but they wanted to fill it.
I was thinking in my head. I was like, wait, did they really announce Apollo Crews versus Shinsuke Nakamura? And then I'm like, oh yeah, I guess it was just like a time taker.
Yeah, it's a shame. But you know, and I really don't care about Rick Boogs. Everyone's like, oh my god, he's so cool because he's loud and he plays a guitar.
I love Rick Boogs. I always, whenever he does his little thing, I love when he goes, "My name's Rick Boogs."
Yeah, and my name is I don't give a fuck. Go ahead, Elias.
God, you guys are so
Elias.
freaking.
Elias is dead. Rick Boogs is here now. Elias is dead. Okay. That's what's happening to him. Elias supposedly dying, his character. So yeah, Rick Boogs took over. Okay, next we're going to talk about this one, and this match has a lot going on here. And I just want to say, like, do you guys mind if I talk first about this one?
Sure.
Okay, so the next match is for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. The SmackDown Women's Champion, the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair, defending against the boss, Sasha Banks. Now, I told you both that supposedly Sasha was not going to be able to attend. You both said, oh, they're just rumors.
I didn't say that.
Wow.
Carlos said, no, the match is going to happen. I'm like, I don't know, but whatever.
Now, I don't understand what happened, to be quite honest, because they were billing the match, even on SmackDown. I felt like it was a little weird that Sasha wasn't at the house show, but I didn't think that really mattered. And then she comes out, and then Carmella's music comes on. And I'm like, oh, here we go again. So we're going to see this match for like the 6th time. And then, like an angel from heaven, she came down. Becky Lynch returned. Now, I already knew about it, unfortunately, because for some reason, Peacock lets you rewind, but like up to a certain point, and I guess it was at the point where I didn't see her. I just saw it said Becky Lynch on the big Tron, so I knew that she came back. But I was excited to see her back. Now, let me just go over the match really quick.
There's not much to go over.
Yeah, exactly. So we know that Sasha's not able to fight tonight. Becky returns. She attacks Carmella, and then she challenges Bianca Belair to a match. And the match is squash. she laughs Bianca Belair and then hits a rock bottom and becomes the new SmackDown Women's.
It was called a manhandle slam.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Carlos. The manhandle slam. So I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. I didn't really like this because I'm sitting here thinking, okay, you have an opportunity. You are at SummerSlam, 51,000 people. Mad people, whether they bought it on pay-per-view or are paying $10 to watch it on Peacock, were watching this. Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair were going to have a great match. Could have been the match of the night. And you have an opportunity to finally put Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair together, and you make it a squash when there are all of those people waiting to see a hell of a match. And that's where WWE will always lose. They don't care about what the fans want. Literally, AEW said, guess what, guys? We're not going to tell you the CM Punk is coming. Tony Khan said, I'm not going to lie to you guys. You already know what's happening. And it happened. You literally have two of the top female athletes on the division, and you're going to make her lose after beating Bayley in a Hell in a Cell match, beating Sasha, beating Carmella, Zelina Vega. You're going to have her lose like that to Becky. That's why WWE hasn't been good so far, because it's not believable. How do you go from having a woman press slam Sasha Banks above her head, climb up the ring steps, to get slapped and get a manhandle slam, and that's it? So I was happy to see Becky back, but I wasn't happy with the result or the match. And I think that kind of ruined SmackDown for me. And actually, in SmackDown SummerSlam, and what's funny is Nikki Bella kind of said the same thing. She was interviewed afterwards, and she was like, they asked her, like, what was your favorite part of the night? She's like, I can't tell you my favorite part, but the worst part of the night was seeing her, and then she points to Bianca, lose the title. And to be honest, she's like, there wasn't anything that was favorite about this SummerSlam to me. And I was like, oh shit.
Saying it coming from the one that freaking that buried AJ Lee after that. So like she's talking all this shit, but like she used to do the same thing.
Yeah, but Carlos, the only difference I'm saying is with that is that Bianca Belair has just been unbeatable. AJ Lee would like drop the title here and there. I get what you're saying, meaning that was a squash. I totally get that. But
I'm just going like on like what Nikki Bella said. Like she's trying to.
Well, to be fair though, AJ Lee was also a very tough superstar.
Yeah, she was tough, but you're not seeing her.
Look how she lost the title. Like she literally like Brie Bella literally kissed her on the mouth, and then that's what Nikki Bella thinks. So like. And then look who's talking now. You know?
No, I know, but like AJ, like I said, AJ Lee was not lifting up Otis on her arms and carrying him. That's like you literally build her.
But she was really over with the crowd.
I know.
Okay, but again, Anthony's kind of right. It doesn't seem believable that she would squash someone who can pick up someone the size of Otis and do all that shit. It doesn't seem very believable.
And I'm not saying that the Nikki Bella thing was believable either. I was pissed when that happened. I was like, what the fuck, that's so stupid. She literally got the title because John Cena was her husband, boyfriend, whatever. But I do understand her knowing another athlete getting screwed out of a title. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think she can respect the fact that this lady has been, you know, I'm not saying right or wrong, has been the face of SmackDown for almost a year now. And I understand Becky Lynch is great. And supposedly Becky is going to be a heel now that she's back. So
I'm going to love watching her be a heel. I really can't wait to see that.
Yeah. But I mean,
the only thing I hope is that they don't put her with Seth Rollins. I hope they don't put him with Seth Rollins.
Nah, I don't think that's going to happen.
You never know, man. You never know with WWE. They could do it. They very well could do it.
Before we go on, speaking of Seth Rollins, please, somebody needs to remind me when we go over the match. I have something to say, okay?
I didn't get my opinion on Becky Lynch and everything.
I know. I'm talking about when we do get to the Seth Rollins and Edge. Just remind me, okay?
Remind you what?
To say I have to mention something about something that doesn't pertain to the match, but pertains to Edge and Seth Rollins. Okay.
Right. Okay.
So, all right, let's go with Dan. Then, Dan, what are your thoughts about the situation?
I was very excited. Like, I lost my shit when I heard Becky Lynch's music. And if you remember, I said that Becky, if she didn't come back in the Raw Women's title, I think she was going to do it with the SmackDown Women's title. But no, that doesn't count for a point because technically Nick didn't get to do the same thing.
To say that to make sure to let it
I have to say that because I find that some bullshit. I feel like I just got screwed over, but whatever. Montreal screw job over here, but anyways.
Screwed Dan.
No, Ant screwed Dan.
Oh, okay.
But no, so I see what you're saying, the fact that, like, you know, it's not believable. But, like, honestly, I'm just glad because now we'll have something new on SmackDown. Like, it's just been Bianca and Sasha. It's always just been them on the top. I don't even Bayley was just on the top for the whole time. Now we have somebody, like, now we have Becky Lynch back, and, like, I wanted her back the whole time. Like, I'm not trying to say she made the division, but, like, she helped the women's division not become what it is, but like she really helped them. Like back in the time, like when they had nobody, back when they only had Charlotte, Sasha, and Bayley. Like at that time, they didn't have many other women. Like they had Dana Brooke, blah blah blah, all that. But now we actually have somebody like that'll help out SmackDown that they desperately needed. So that's why I'm very happy about it. I think your match could have been way better if they made it longer, but it is what it is.
Okay. All right. How about you, Carlos?
So I have a lot to say about this.
Go ahead.
So let me go over the whole Sasha Banks part first. So I'm gonna go in 3 parts.
Okay.
The Sasha Banks part, the Becky Lynch return, then the match. So with the Sasha thing, so I read that they knew that she wasn't gonna be at SummerSlam for like a whole week in advance. So I guess they had this planned out way before. I personally just hope.
No, actually, I'm sorry, Carlos, to interrupt, but actually, I don't think this was all planned out. Like, I think it was possibly. Well, no, the reason I say this is she wasn't. Well, no, the reason I say this is because she's been at the shows. She just never did anything at the shows. Like, she's been backstage.
No, but she has?
Yeah, she's been backstage for, like, I think since, it was like WrestleMania Backlash. She's been, like, backstage. She just hasn't done anything.
Wait, who? Sasha?
No, Becky.
I'm talking about Sasha right now.
You said that you think this whole thing was planned out. I don't think this whole thing was just planned out.
They knew that Becky that Sasha wasn't going to be at that SummerSlam for like a whole week in advance.
I think they were hoping that she was going to be.
No, they knew. They that's what I read. I don't know that they knew in advance that she wasn't going to be there. But
I think that whole thing was just thrown together. That's what I'm saying.
Because I just hope that she's okay. Because it's not really like her to just like not show up to a show like that, you know.
Well, especially, I mean, you got to think about it like this. You got to think about like this. Because, like, Stone Cold didn't show up to a show.
I know of her like not taking time off after a match, but like just not showing up to a show is not like her like that.
Well, I mean, other superstars have done it like that. Stone Cold. Like, I mean, he doesn't seem like anybody to do it.
Sasha's not the type to do that, though, in my opinion. But I just hope she's okay. And yeah, I was more like worried, like holy shit. But yeah, and then the whole Becky Lynch thing, I was pretty hyped too. Like I haven't seen her in so long. It's like, and then she comes back. She's in great shape. And yeah, and then I feel like Michael Cole lost his shit once he came out. She's like, holy crap.
He was probably excited.
And then the match, I disagree with you guys. I thought it was a really good like long-term storytelling because if they're building Becky Lynch as the heel, they want her to be hated. And right now, the crowd, the wrestling fans are not the biggest fans of her right now.
I beg to disagree, Carlos. There was a huge pop for Becky when she came back.
No, I'm talking about after this whole situation. Like she buried Bianca. Like I feel like the crowd is not that happy with Becky Lynch right now. Like on SmackDown when she built up, I feel like she
beg
might.
to disagree with that, but that's just me.
My opinion, I feel like that was a good way just to like build her up as a heel now because if you see a lot of the fans are mad that Bianca got squashed so quick. Like look at Nikki Bella said it, and a lot of the wrestling community saying like they're just
Nikki
mad.
Bella, I'm sorry, but Nikki Bella is just one person, and she's
I know,
one.
but there's a lot.
Don't fuck themselves because I brought that up. Listen, hang on. I hear what you both are saying. I think.
Well, can I continue?
Go ahead, Carlos. Go ahead.
Like, you guys had your time to talk. Now it's my
Right,
time.
right.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to make this a conversation here. That's all. Because like I beg to disagree with that.
Because I've been like seeing all over and like people like bashing Becky, not bashing her, but like they're just mad that she buried Bianca like that. So I feel like she's gonna be hated. I guess we'll just see when like she comes out on SmackDown, like what's her reaction. But I feel like the fans, in general, like they feel like they should have gotten more of what they got. Because they paid a lot of money to be there, and then they see like a 16 second match like that. But in my opinion, I feel like WWE did that just because like she just had a kid. They don't want to they didn't want her to take any bumps yet or something. I don't know. Maybe like they didn't want her taking any bumps yet. They just want, all right, let's watch Bianca. Let's have Becky Lynch win because she just had a kid too. I don't know. I guess they're a little overprotective of her. I don't know, but that, in my opinion, that was a really rookie move by Bianca. Bianca deserves that. In the rule of wrestling, never shake someone's hand, especially Becky Lynch. How many times do you need to be turned on to learn your lesson, Bianca? Like, don't shake nobody's fucking hand and just go to the match. I learned that in history. Like, how many times somebody's gonna turn on you to be like, I'm not trusting nobody, especially if it's a freaking title match. I'm not shaking nobody's hand. Just go. But yeah, that was a really
Carlos has brass.
That was a really rookie. That was a really rookie move by Bianca. She shouldn't have shaken her. She should have just went. But yeah, But it was cool to see Bianca. Becky's like she came back to where she left off where she started. Like
right as champion. I like that.
She left off is where she. I don't know how to like put it, but you guys get what I'm saying.
Full circle, yes.
Yeah. Like she left and then she came back. She got what she didn't get exactly what she got. What she left with. But she got what she got. I guess.
It's exactly the same, just different brand.
Can I add something quick? To Carlos's comment. I agree with you, Carlos. I think it's you made some very valid points. I think the thing with the fans is I feel like they will dislike Becky because they're like, what the fuck? But I think it's more of they're gonna be like upset with creative for like me because Becky can't choose what storyline she has or doesn't have. So like,
I mean, they're gonna need to boo somebody because they're not gonna just take the standing like that. Like I guess we'll never know until SmackDown comes on. But definitely I feel like the fans are gonna have some heat against Becky, and then Becky's gonna
think.
I still beg to disagree. I mean, like, it's Becky Lynch. She came back. You guys have been asking that for months, and you're going to be upset about it?
But not like this.
What's wrong with like this? Many people have come back and squashed people. Like, look at The Rock. They did that.
I can't stand Bianca, but Bianca's been champion for like so long, and like Anthony said, she freaking squatted Otis. She took away the title from Sasha. She's beaten Bayley, and then like Becky Lynch comes back, and then she magically just gets squat. But I feel like she could have kicked out of that freaking manhandle slam.
Yeah,
that's true. But what if that's like her new finisher?
2 minutes.
I know, but
what
still,
if that was her new finisher? What if she's not doing the
She's kicked out of multiple finishers before. She kicked out of Bayley's finisher before. She kicked out of multiple finishers before, and then now
they want to build this as a whole new finisher. Like, it's very possible to do that.
Well, listen, guys.
No. And then Bianca did get up really quick. She after the you could tell that she was
also. Carlos made another good point, but then this is a point that kind of proves another point. So you said that Bianca Belair pulled a completely rookie move. And I think that's the problem. I don't think that's what WWE wanted the fans to think. I think fans wanted us to feel sorry for Bianca, but we don't. We're like, how the fuck did you lose like that? So that
was in my opinion, that was a rookie move because and that's something that I would do.
No, I agree
It's like,
with you, and I think that's the problem. Is I think WWE kind of shot off the mark. I think they wanted us to feel bad for Bianca because if they want Becky to be a heel, you want that person to fuck someone over, and we don't really feel bad for Bianca. We feel like, how the fuck were you that stupid? So I think they were off the mark. What they should have done was they should have had Becky come out, beat up Bianca, because in my opinion, you like the underdog. You like seeing a fight more than you do like seeing someone just get beat up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have more respect. So what I would think would have been better is if they have Becky come down, they do the handshake, she, attacks Bianca, she hits Bianca with a move, Bianca kicks out, maybe Becky hits another move, maybe like exposes a turnbuckle, does something, and then ends up hitting her finisher and then gets the pin. Because I feel like Carlos just said, it's a rookie move, and she's a former champion. So how are we supposed to really be like, oh, we feel bad for her? You lost fair and square in like 2 seconds. So it's just like, I feel like they kind of went off the mark, in my opinion. If you're going to make someone, if you're going to really make someone feel sorry for them, have them give the fight of their life and then lose,
Man, you two got to take out the fun out of one good return. You two got to take the fun out of that.
I'm happy that she returned. I just feel like
I'm just saying because it's funny because you guys have been asking for this for months. Like, Carlos, you wanted her to return in the Royal Rumble, and now you're going to complain about it.
the way that she's like, I just feel like the way that it happened shouldn't. They should have at least had a good match.
Like, listen, here's another.
Like Bianca was literally licking her chops when Becky was coming down. Like, she was like ready for a fucking she was like, holy shit. Like, the way you could tell her facial reactions, like, yo, she thought it was gonna be a fire match.
The other thing too is that, listen, here's the other problem with.
I think the only reason Carlos is sour about it because Sasha wasn't there. That's my only.
Yeah, kind
of. That's why. I compare, I think of Asuka, because Asuka was the NXT Women's Champion, and when she was champion, she kind of turned heel, but they slowly did it. They would have her start to use the ref when wrestlers would try to jump off the top rope, and then she'd roll them up, or she'd push the referee into the rope and then she would drop Bailey, or she'd use the ropes. You saw her eventually become the heel that she was in NXT. I think the problem with Becky Lynch is when she left, she was a face. She comes back. What she did wasn't heel. She came back and said, I want to fight you because there's no one else to fight you right now. And then she beats her really quickly. She didn't do anything wrong. And I think that's the problem. If she did something wrong, if she hit her with a chair, or if she did, then you could say, okay, she's a heel. But unless on SmackDown they're going to have her talk shit to Bianca, I really don't think she did anything that is heelish. I think she took the opportunity like anybody should. And Carlos is right. Bianca was kind of ready. She comes in, she slaps her, and then boom, and then that was it.
That's why I kind of don't think they're going to turn her heel. She didn't do anything. It's possible. Anything's possible in WWE. But I don't see why they would make Becky heel when she's a face. Like you said, she was a face when she left. Why would they just come back and have her turn heel when she was still popular as a face?
Again, Dan, I think it's because they tried to. I think this is their way of making her heel, but smart fans like us were like, that wasn't really anything bad. I really think that.
Well, you guys are upset, but you're like, oh yeah, it was a bad match. It was a bad return, but you're telling me that it wasn't bad?
No, I said it is bad. No, I said that they want.
And Anthony, I think that we found Becky Lynch's biggest fan.
Oh, I like Becky.
I was. Jeez. What happened, Dan? What happened?
I'm saying I think we found Anthony's always so such a fan of Becky, but I think Dan took the spot.
Dan took my spot. Yeah, maybe. I feel like again, for example, Dan, you said why would they do the zombie lumberjack match? They do things that don't really make sense because they think we're gonna like it. And again, I really think that this is their way of making Becky Lynch bad, but I don't.
I feel like that the only reason, it wasn't the only reason they did it, but I feel like the reason they had her beat Bianca like that was to make the fans happy. Like, she won the title, and they wanted the fans to be happy. That's why I think they did it. I don't think they did it to
That
turn
could
her
be.
heel. I think they
That-
did it just to make, like, because they've done that in the past. So I think they could have done it again.
Well, the only thing I will say is the same sources who said that Sasha Banks would be out of this match have said that WWE plans on making Becky Lynch the top heel of the SmackDown roster.
I'd be okay with that. I'm not saying that. I mean,
Yeah.
Bianca was a face for how long?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I mean, again, if you do that, then we have 4 World Heel Champions because Bobby Lashley, you have Roman Reigns, then you'll have Becky Lynch, and then you'll have Charlotte.
Yeah.
We don't need that many heels, WWE. We don't need that.
Well, it seems like WWE is going back to 12-year-olds. But back to SummerSlam, nobody got points for that, so we are still standing.
I say I should have gotten points, but no, I got screwed.
Yeah, me too. I should have got a half a point because I did
You
say that she
you
was gonna
said
come back.
Becky would return in the women's
I said-
match.
I
I
said
said
that she was-
directly it would happen in
I
this
said
match.
that she was gonna return though. That's at least half a point.
Guys, guess what? It doesn't matter because you both didn't get points. Okay, so next. Our
We
next
got screwed.
match is Drew McIntyre taking on Jinder Mahal. Veer and Shanky are barred from ringside, and it didn't really matter because it was a basic match, and Drew got the win after a Claymore. Let me go with Carlos. What did you think about...
Wait, aren't you gonna say the predictions?
Oh, sorry. Dan, thank you so much. I keep forgetting about that part. Okay.
What would we do without you, Dan?
I know. Okay, so I thought Jinder Mahal was going to win, so I still just have 30 points. Carlos, you thought Drew was going to win, so now you have 40 points. Dan, you picked Drew to win, so now you finally have 30 points. And
I've caught up, finally.
you caught up. And then Nick has 50 points right now because he picked Drew to win.
Dude, freaking Nick has picked pretty much everything.
Carlos, you gotta be careful, man. You only got a couple
I know. I'm close to losing my title.
But the tribal chief here might be having to give it up. We won't. By the way, I have a new thing that's going to happen now where whoever wins, they get to pick what we call them. So Carlos is the tribal chief, so Nick is going to let us know what we will be calling him. And Carlos, once you win again, if you win again, you'll be able to be referred to as whatever you want. Okay, anyways. So, yeah, so right now, Nick is in the lead with 50 points. Dan is at 30. Carlos is at 40. And I am with my man, Dan, at 30. Okay, so, Carlos, what did you think about Jinder Mahal versus Drew McIntyre?
I didn't care too much about that one, honestly. I was just happy that Drew won because I think it was pretty obvious, but yeah, I didn't really care too much about that match.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Dan?
I think it was a dumb match. I think again they just could have been on the main event show.
Yeah. And that's what I kind of meant when I said, like, by the pay-per-view being like, yeah, a lot of people bought it, but it was kind of just, like, lackluster. I felt like, again, like, what was the point of this match? They could have done this, like Dan just said, main event or Raw. There was you have this whole lead-up, and you have a chance to build Jinder Mahal, who kind of like Eva Marie hasn't done anything. And again, you bury him and you make Drew McIntyre win. For what reason? I feel like there was more for Jinder Mahal to win than there was for Drew McIntyre to win because we know how good Drew is. Jinder Mahal hasn't really gotten much of a chance to shine aside from winning the WWE title, but we all know that was bullshit. That was just for Saudi Arabia and India. So who knows? But yeah, I agree with you both that match was kind of lackluster. Again. All right, moving on. Our next match is for the Raw Women's Championship. It's a triple threat match. The Raw Women's Champion Nikki, almost a superhero, defending against the Nightmare Rhea Ripley and the Queen Charlotte Flair. I don't have much notes on this one as well, but I did watch. It was a decent match. A lot of cool moves were brought out by all three women, but kind of like deja vu. Charlotte Flair becomes your new Raw Women's Champion after a figure eight to Nikki, almost a superhero. And is she 12-time champion now, or?
She's gotta be like close to 16.
Yeah, she's close. Let me.
She's 12. Yeah, it's 12.
It's 12. Okay, yeah. So she's been champion for 12 times, and she's only been WWE for like 7 years. So.
Out there.
Yep. Okay, so for this match, the only person who got points was Nick because he thought Charlotte Flair was going
Dude, Nick's taking the fucking lead here. He's good.
lead. I thought Nikki was going to win. Carlos thought Nikki was going to win. Dan, you thought Rhea, and Nick went with Charlotte Flair. So Nick now has 60 points right now, and we are all still at our points. Dan and I have 30. Carlos, you have 40. So you got to catch up, man. Carlos, the tribal chief. Tribal chief, he's coming for your title, man. All right. Dan, let's go with you. What were your thoughts on this match?
This match was a very, very big disappointment for me. Charlotte just literally proved to me that she's the fucking golden child of WWE. Okay? She's proven to me that she's the golden child. Like, she doesn't need the title. But no, let's give it to her because she's Ric Flair's daughter. She needs to be the 16-time world champion. No, she doesn't need it. She didn't need it. Heck, I would have rather seen Nikki, almost a superhero, be WWE Women's Champion. I would have rather that than see Charlotte as WWE Champion. I really would have, because that it really, like, she doesn't need it. That's what really pisses me off here. And now Rhea, who was champion since WrestleMania, now just got completely buried because she lost to Charlotte, then she lost to Nikki A.S.H. and Charlotte. So now she's out of the title picture, and she's just going to be lost in the shuffle when somebody who was so good in NXT is now going to be buried on Raw just because they had to give the title to the Golden Child. I'm sorry, but that pisses me off.
Yeah, no, she wins the title a lot. I didn't expect to see her win because I thought that she always wins, but yeah, I hear you, Dan. How about you, Tribal Chief? What are your thoughts?
It was an okay match. The only thing I didn't really get is, like, she literally lost the title at Money in the Bank. Then, like, she won it, she lost, and then she won it again. So, like, WWE needs to make up their mind. Like, what do you want? Charlotte's champion? This, that. Like, big on the Raw Women. I'm not really a fan of the Raw Women's division.
I agree. I think in regards to what you said about, like,
SmackDown definitely has a way stronger option of people.
They do now, especially with Becky Lynch back. But I do too.
But I feel like I can't wait for the draft to happen. But I definitely see Becky Lynch staying on SmackDown for a while.
Yes. I do think the draft will happen pretty soon. Hopefully, they said in the fall. But to add to what you're saying, I think the reason why they gave her the title, then dropped it. I feel like they wanted to see how Nikki Cross would do with the title belt, and a lot of fans were not receiving it well. And I feel like they were just like, well, there's really no point in having her champion because the fans aren't buying into it. So let's make Charlotte champion again. I think the thing is that WWE tends to do, and I've noticed, is when they're down on their dumps, they always go back to things that they know. For example, they always call on John Cena or Hulk Hogan or The Undertaker to try to save them. You know what I mean? By that, I mean, like, they go to what they know because they think fans will be like, ooh, I'm used to this. And I feel like Charlotte Flair has been top dog for a long time, and she's in the position now where it's safe to give her the title because fans make noise, whether they like her or they hate her, they make noise and they care about her. Fans didn't care about Nikki, unfortunately. But Dan, you gave your point of view about it too. So yeah, it's I agree with both of you. I think that I feel like it's a lot of very, like, cartoonish stuff going on Raw. It's very much like with the fucking drip stick.
Bryce, I stand by what I said. If they have Becky as a heel, then they have every single champion as a heel. We don't need every single world champion to be a heel. That just ruins it all. I'm sorry, but that literally just, because everybody's a bad guy then.
Well, remember the storylines: Sheamus bullied Damian Priest. I mean,
like I said, I think it's stupid if they're gonna if they make Becky Lynch heel, then I'm fucking done with WWE. Like, they literally, if they do that, I'm just fucking done. That's just stupid.
Dan, she's gonna be heel. There's no way they're gonna have her beat Bianca Belair and have her be a face.
And
They
Bianca
really-
and Becky
I
has
just
to
fucking,
because
and that's what I
Becky
say.
asked,
I'm done with WWE because they don't need to do it. She's perfectly fine as a face.
but Becky did request to be a heel.
Okay,
See?
again, that's what I say. I'm done with it because until they make another champion of face, I'm fucking done with this shit because they don't need that many
Dan-
heels. They don't.
Dan's gonna be off of the World of WWE podcast until Bailey's or Rhea Ripley is
I don't
champion.
care. I don't care. Bailey was a heel, okay? I don't care. They don't need that many heels as champions. They don't.
I don't think it's so. I think you're more saying that from what I'm gauging, I think you would rather see Becky Lynch as a heel than have Charlotte Flair be Raw champion again.
I would have rather Becky Lynch be on Raw than her be on SmackDown because I mean, like, at least she'd bring something better than Charlotte and Rhea and Nikki all the time. Like, they need somebody new too. They need somebody else to help them out too. Like the
they
women's
don't have
rosters
a
are
lot
just
of people
freaking
now.
dry.
They fired everybody and everyone's afraid to go to them because they know that they're going to WWE is like a liability now. You know, you have a chance of getting fired at any time. You're not allowed to work with
And that's why, because WWE is ruining themselves. I mean, the women's roster is just so dry now.
And guys, this has to do with WWE 2K22. They're pushing it back to March because they have to get rid of all the wrestlers that were in it.
Thank you for pulling this up. I actually wanted to talk to you guys about this. WWE apparently is mad at 2K for pushing it back to March. They wanted it to be during the normal sales time, but because 2K is not exactly ready for it and they don't want it to be like 2K20, they're saying no, we can't do that. We have to push it back till March. So apparently WWE's even been looking at other partners like I think Visual Concepts or something like that. They've been looking for other video game partners to do something because they want to get it out this year. They don't want it out next year. They want it out this year.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, you guys. Let's move on to our next match. We have Edge versus Seth Rollins. And I was excited for this one. Before we talk about the match, I want to tell you guys a little thing that I heard, a little rumor. Supposedly Edge is going to be going to Raw.
What?
That's what I heard.
When's the last time he was on Raw? When he was facing Randy Orton last year?
I think, yeah. But that's just what I heard. So let's go into the match. I thought this was the best match of the night. I didn't take a lot of notes on this one either because I was just enjoying it and really watching it. But Edge got the win, and I was thinking of Carlos the entire time, and he made Seth Rollins cry and tap out.
Seth Rollins wasn't crying.
Yeah, well, I mean, he could have been. He was tapping out really
and
fast.
he didn't.
Can I just say something?
That pedigree though was freaking awesome. He did. I was so happy.
Can I just say something about that pedigree, though? The thing is, Michael Cole said we've never seen that type of pedigree before. Yes, we have actually. We've seen him do it to Roman Reigns at 2016 Money in the Bank. We've seen that pedigree before. I'm like, wow, yeah, we have.
That was his finishing move for like that whole year when he was with the Authority.
Yeah, but no, we have seen that type of pedigree. But like he's talking about, like when Edge went for the spear and Rollins countered with a pedigree. We've seen that before.
That one was cool. Yeah, I did see him do that. You're right. I did see that in 2016 too. But that
I'm
was
just
cool.
like they said. Oh, we've never seen that before. Yes, we have.
Yeah, that was cool though.
Also, I think it was really awesome that they had Edge like first come out to like the Brood theme song. Oh my god, that was amazing. I loved it.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, like, this is the match of the night for me. I really enjoyed it. I thought that they both.
No, you're right. Edge versus Rollins was definitely the match of the night.
They both wanted to put on a show, and that separates the men from the boys, as they like to say. You got freaking Seth Rollins and Edge knowing that this might be the last time they'll fight each other, and could be the first, could be the last, whatever. And they know all these people came to see them, and they put on a show. And it was also the longest match too. I think this match was like 33 or like 20 something minutes, 23 minutes. It was a long match, and they both looked great. But let me throw it to the Tribal Chief first. What are your thoughts?
Amazing match.
Your man lost. by the way.
Anthony,
Oh,
you really
wait,
have to
let me
throw
go
that in
over
my
predictions.
face.
Hang on.
You really have to throw that in my face like that just now. He's like, your man lost.
I'm sorry, Carlos. I'm like a baby. I'm a spoiled winner.
But
Let me
you
go
know,
over the predictions first. Hang on, Carlos.
Come on.
You both, Carlos and Dan, both thought that Rollins are going to win, so you both keep your points. Carlos, you are still at 40 points. Dan, you are still at 30. I and Nick, we both thought that Edge were going to win, so I.
Oh, come on. Nick's definitely
points.
taking home. Nick's definitely taking home the fucking belt.
And Nick has 70 points now.
Yeah. Congratulations, Nick, by the way.
Carlos is fucking livid.
He's like, God damn it, I was trying to keep. Now I'm not.
Crown Jewel or Extreme Rules, which they're not calling horror show. Crown Jewel or Extreme Rules, I'm coming for that belt, so watch out.
Well, I don't even know if I'm going to cover Crown Jewel because I ain't even going to watch it.
Oh, come on, man. It's a wrestling show. You have to do that.
God forgive me. With everything going on in this world right now, I'd rather not, if you know what I'm saying.
Me either.
I swear, man. Like, you guys need to get more motivated. Like, come on.
Maybe
I'm sorry, when they make Becky Lynch heel, and all the world champions are heel, I'm not going to watch it.
You guys have been trashing WWE for months now. I'm just trying to give it a chance, you know. I know a lot. Listen.
I've been trying to give them chances.
I agree with you guys 100% on everything that you guys have been saying.
Look,
but I'm the type of person that I've been watching WWE for years, and I just want to give it. I don't ever want to bash them or anything because like they pretty much like bring me to like this place where I can be on my own time, like just like be in my own world, you know. Like the time that I watch wrestling, it's just like that's like my me time. It's like I will not like I will say when something's bad, but honestly I try to look like what do they call it? Like make chicken soup out of chicken shit, I guess. I don't know.
You mean like make chicken? What do you do when you make
salad out of chicken shit? I think, right?
I forgot what's the saying, but I agree with you guys. Everything's been shit the past couple months, but I just don't. I don't want to like that zombie match.
You choose not to point it out, and that
zombie match. I agree with you guys. That shit was shit. Even though I did say it was, I knew that all you guys
were like that was awesome. I loved it.
That's why I said it because like I knew you guys were gonna say something bad about it. I'm like, you know what? Let me be the one to be like, all right, let's. I know it was shit. I know, but I wanted to be the one to be like the. How do you
want to be the positive one?
I try, yeah, because I'm being genuine about it too, honestly.
Well, I have a question though for you. I do have a question for you though about.
But SmackDown is my favorite show to watch.
Do you think though that like I guess my question for you is how long is this like undying loyalty gonna last? Because the only thing is I felt like that a lot first. Like I was like fuck AEW. I'm not. I know you haven't said that, but I'm just like I was like fuck AEW. I don't want to watch it. I'm all about WWE. It's okay. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. And I've just been let down and let down and let down and let down. And I feel like I'm glad.
Dude, honestly, I'm growing closer and closer to just watching AEW at this point.
I'm glad we have that positivity because lately it hasn't been so good. So I am glad to hear Carlos remind us.
And I wish you guys had like the same energy.
I know.
But it is good. It is good to have people against the stuff too.
But I do agree with you. And like, listen, like I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like
and WWE's shown that they can do good stuff with what they got.
True, but they haven't shown that.
Okay, but Carlos, can I just say this one thing? If we were just to say we were to look at the bad stuff and say this is all good, they're going to think it's good and they're going to continue to give us crap. If we tell them what's good and what's not good, then they might actually give us something good.
Yeah. But look at it like this though. Like, look, like I'm literally like I'm like one of a million people that say like that try to stay positive about it. Like literally everyone else is bashing it. Oh, it's just trash. Who do you think Vince is gonna listen to? That one person that's trying to be positive about it, or the millions of people that are saying, "Oh, this is trash. This is trash."
I think he's gonna listen to the person who's saying it's trash because if one person saying it's good and a bunch of other people are saying it's bad, then he's gonna change it.
I disagree with both of you guys.
What does my opinion matter then? Because like if it's one against like a million people watching WWE.
I think the difference is, Dan, I think you're actually wrong. I think he'd go with the one person who likes it, because usually that's what happens. I mean, who ends up really liking their stuff? You know what
But
I'm saying?
I do hope that Vince steps up his game now that CM Punk is like around.
The thing that bothers me is I literally will sit through, like right now, this will be dropping soon, everybody. We will be having a countdown of the greatest matches of the 2000s, the decade, and I'm on the year 2000. And I have literally watched every match. There's like 11 matches on the list. I've gotten through them all, and I have not been bored by any. I cannot sit through a Raw, SmackDown, NXT, or pay-per-view lately. And I can sit through AEW because it's giving what WWE is missing. WWE is missing everything. They have so much talent on their hands, but they're missing the mark.
Okay, true. But at the same time, AEW is not exactly the best wrestling company to ever do that. Like you got Ring of Honor, you got Impact.
Yeah,
they all do that same too. They have great talent. They're all good.
But the only
Like, what
thing
makes AEW so different from those other companies?
Because CM Punk is there.
Oh, la-di-da, just because CM
telling
Punk's
you.
there.
I'm not saying that, but that's what fans think. Fans look at it as like, who is there right now on Impact? The only people on Impact are like nobodies and Molina, you know. And I like Impact, some of it.
Yeah, because AEW got snatched up all the WWE superstars. They got fired.
Well, yes, and they also, the other thing too with AEW though, too, guys, you have to remember is they work with other promotions, so their wrestlers can fight for other companies. So
that's true. They do that.
So I think a lot of the, like, listen, if you have an option to either work in a place where you have all of these constrictions, your character can get. They wanted to make the Revival wear clocks like Flavor Flav and trousers. Like if that is you are like a cartoon character. It's like a circus, WWE. Oh, you're bullying me. What? The next segment we're going to talk about includes freaking water fights. Like, I don't want to pay to see people fucking spraying each other with water. Moist TV. That's like a, what? AEW isn't, there's no circus. It's real. It's like reality-driven storylines, you know? They're
okay. You're right. You're right when you say that. I'm not going to say you're wrong about that. But at the same time, though, like WWE, they were that company. And, you know,
over
AEW,
20 years ago.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is AEW could technically become WWE. Like,
100%.
They're good now, but 20 years in the future, they could be
100%.
just like WCW, out of business.
Well, or we could say the same thing about WWE. You know, who knows? In 20 years, if every talent, if the way, like, listen, I don't think WWE is ever going to leave, but
the only day that WWE, I believe, would ever die is if when Vince McMahon dies. That's when it's going.
Well, that's when the shitty WWE is going to die, when he's gone.
Yeah.
But as for now, you gotta deal with a fucking sick freak who's obsessed with big jack dudes and seeing a fucking dude choke out a child who's like 13 years old, and the same woman who looks like a man be champion 12 times. And I don't know, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be.
Damn, you really said Charlotte looks like a man? That's fucked up. You can't. That's a little going over. That's a little going over the boundaries, man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, like WWE doesn't go over the boundaries a bit.
I mean,
like
listen,
AEW
when
don't go over the
Triple H
boundaries a bit.
fucked Kane's dead girlfriend, I think that was a little far.
I mean, to be fair, they had a dude play. I think it was whose sisters was it? It was like it was a thing between Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn, and they had dudes play someone's sisters. Like,
I don't know.
That's a little fucked up too, but I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but you keep giving title to someone who nobody likes anymore. She's gotten stale.
I agree with you 100%. Charlotte Flair has gotten stale. And honestly, in my opinion, Becky Lynch probably got a little stale. I'm not
Hey,
gonna
can I
lie,
tell you
she's
guys
probably got a
something?
little ring rust, considering the fact that she's been gone for a year.
Don't be surprised if Charlotte leaves for AEW, by the way.
If Charlotte goes to AEW, I ain't watching AEW.
Because what else does she have to gain in WWE? She's been champion for 12 times.
She won a Royal Rumble before. The only thing she hasn't done, I think, is won a Money in the Bank contract.
Yeah, but like, ooh, does
And like,
anyone
she
need
needs
that?
that so desperately.
I'm sorry, we get like way off topic. We were talking about Edge and Rollins, and this is the only match I really liked. And this match brought me back to like the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression era, and I was really
Did I give my? I think like we stopped.
Yeah,
We
you were in the middle. You were talking about how you really enjoyed that pedigree that Seth Rollins gave.
Yeah.
The Edge that I'm gonna say this. I don't really like Edge, but Edge looked fantastic in this match, and I was actually happy that he won.
Ooh,
Honestly,
oh
if
wow!
I'm being genuine, even though he wasn't my pick, if I'm being actually completely honest, I was happy that he won, just because he hasn't really won anything since he's came back, and he looked like he was in his tip top shape. Honestly.
Wow, Carlos is falling back on. Well, the Tribal Chief is falling back.
No, I'll give Edge his credit. I have to. I can't just like bash him all the time. Because honestly, he looked great.
So
And
he's
then
happy for Grandpa Edge.
Yeah, I'm happy for Grandpa Edge. Then the entrance was great.
Oh yeah.
The Brood, yes. Well, Tribal Chief, I'm glad you have come to the dark side. But you know what, what's funny is I feel like we kind of have, you gained respect for, a little bit more respect for Edge. I've gained a bit more respect for Seth Rollins, because although I really do like Seth Rollins, I think he is a great athlete and really cares about the business, because if they're going to put on a match like that when the whole card was stale, then that shows that they really care. So, yes. How about you, Dan?
It was definitely a great match. I agree with you guys. It was probably the best match on the card. Even though Edge wasn't my pick, I was happy to see him win. I love Edge. You know, I was surprised to see Edge win. I thought they were going to give it to Rollins because, well, I thought he really needed that win. I mean, to get a win over Edge is a really awesome thing to say. You know, like, not everybody can say they're being Edge. So, you know, I was like, okay. But it was cool to see him win. I loved the Brood entrance. That was awesome.
Can I just say what's like really like depressing me right now, you guys, is that like this pay-per-view pretty much had like everyone I wanted to see win. You know, we saw Edge win, we saw Becky Lynch come back, but like I'm just so mad that I'm still so disappointed. So I'm going to try to be like, you know what, guys? The world is good. Becky's back. She's the champion.
Yeah, you were shitting on the return earlier.
Let's forget about how she won it. Just know she's champion. She will be at Madison Square Garden. I will say this. I will give Becky a chance if she is a heel. I will give it a chance, but I don't want to see every single champion be a heel. I don't want to see that. They should have fucking made Charlotte Flair.
Well, no. That would make like every champion on SmackDown a heel. You have the WWE Champions a heel. The SmackDown Women's Champion is a heel. The Tag Champs are the heel. Who's the Intercontinental Champion?
A heel.
Exactly my point. They're all heels. Why do you need every champion to be heels?
Shinsuke Nakamura's a face. Shinsuke Nakamura's a face.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I forgot he was even champion. I'm so sorry. He beat
and the tag team champion. The Raw tag team champions.
I wasn't talking. No, I'm talking about just SmackDown, Carlos. I'm talking about just SmackDown itself. Three out of four champions are heels. We don't need every single champion to be heels.
But I think this is just a coincidence right now, honestly. Because look, The Miz was the heel and he was champion. Then they gave it to Lashley. He was a heel. They pretty much did heel versus heel.
That is true. That is very true. But they didn't. Miz was only a transitional champion. He wasn't like an actual champion. He was just a transitional champion to get it on to Lashley, so they didn't have to beat McIntyre, even though he did beat McIntyre, which really defeated the purpose. Like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Really
So
ruined
wait. So
the
then,
whole
if it was up to if it was up to you, then who would be the face champions then?
who would be the champions?
The face champions, yeah.
Face champions?
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, there's not really many faces. That's my point. There's not many faces on the card.
That's probably why. I mean, that explains your point.
Well, because they got rid of everybody and there's no one else to have.
Yeah, like you could have Braun Strowman as a face and be champion. That would be awesome. You could have Bray Wyatt. I even feel was a face, and he would have been good. Alexa Bliss is technically, I feel, like a face, and she would have been a good, and she could be a good Raw Women's
Don't
champion.
get too ahead of yourself, Dan, because remember Raw, we're going to be covering that soon. Alexa Bliss definitely does pay a visit to somebody, so.
That is true.
But okay, we're going to.
Also, if you think about it, technically, we got another face on the roster after Raw.
Oh.
Johnny Mundo.
Oh, yes. Speaking of him, the next segment, The Miz and John Morrison, they're in the ring, and they get squirted by water guns from not Biggie, Xavier Woods. I really don't want to talk about that because really it's just them getting sprayed. I mean,
I was just like, where's Kofi?
I
But
think
apparently
Kofi's
he's
not clear to compete yet.
not. Apparently, he's not medically cleared.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, our next match, the WWE Championship.
Well, I'm sorry. I want to say something. In my opinion, Big E with that Money in the Bank briefcase, he's the only thing I feel like can actually save like the WWE Championship. Like if he beats Bobby Lashley with the Money in the Bank briefcase, I feel like that could save the title because Bobby Lashley's really getting stale.
Dan, the only problem is that right now Big E is so stale because they haven't done anything with him that they're not going to put him up against Bobby Lashley. They're going to put some big dude up against him because right now Big E's chasing around Baron Corbin, who has Big E's Money in the Bank briefcase.
No, but
not anymore because on the pre-show he took it back from Baron Corbin.
Yeah, but then wasn't Baron Corbin out and about in Las Vegas, Nevada? I think they did a whole extra thing.
No, but he did. No, what he was doing, he was going to casinos and he was winning. And he actually posted that he got a new Ferrari, like a pink one.
So whatever. So now they just killed Baron Corbin's character too because now he's back to having money, and the only thing they liked about him was that he was poor. Okay.
But wait, I don't really get about that because he literally works for WWE. Doesn't he get paid?
Yeah, but again, remember, we're idiots, Tribal Chief. We're not supposed to know nothing.
Yeah, we're supposed to be idiots at WWE.
Oh, that's literally really. Oh.
Kayfabe, Carlos. We're supposed to focus on kayfabe.
I see. I can see right through that.
Yeah. All right. So our main event, WWE Champion Bobby Lashley with MVP defending against Goldberg.
This guy said our main event. It's not our main event.
Well,
yes.
In my mind, I thought after this one too because I was like the main event sucked. Okay, so
what the? Oh my god!
Let me give you a couple of notes. Goldberg hurts his leg after the match. Oh, so pretty much Goldberg attacked or Bob. How does he win? Doesn't he hit him with like a fucking spear or something and pins him?
I know he was no. Goldberg couldn't continue. He couldn't continue because his leg was too hurt, apparently.
Oh, okay. And so then after the match, that's when Bobby Lashley attacks Goldberg's leg with a chair, and then Gage comes in and he applies a hurt lock on Gage. And then
he's like, "I didn't know that was his son."
Yeah. So let's
go. The way that Gage just flew in there, it looks like somebody like really tossed him in there. Like, get in there.
Hang on 1 second, you guys. I'm trying to add up our predictions. While I do that, Carlos, talk about the match.
The match, it was exactly what I wanted. Goldberg gets fucked up, and he can't continue, so he's out of the picture now. So I was happy about that.
I'm just glad Goldberg didn't win the title. I'm glad about that. I'd rather see all the champions heal than see Goldberg win the title.
Yeah.
Again.
So for me, I didn't care again. I just thought
surprisingly,
it was just a basic match. I don't understand what the purpose for Goldberg was. I do like the element of the sun being involved, but that's really it. There's really not much more to say about that aside from just, that being it and Gage getting put.
Nope.
All right. Well, now we are at our main event. Finally, we are here.
The best part of the show. Woo!
No, the best part
Honestly,
of the show
in my
is me.
opinion, the best part of the show was probably after the match.
I was
At least-
literally so pumped for this. Oh my god, the match. Oh my god, bro.
We'll talk about our favorite parts of the show at the end. So,
Can I go first?
What?
Can I go first? By the way.
Yeah, so the WWE Universal Championship is on the line. The Universal Champion, Roman Reigns, taking on
Our
John.
tribal chief.
Well, you're the tribal chief over here, Carlos. I don't want people to get confused. But yes, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, defending the Universal Championship against John Cena. If Reigns loses, he will no longer compete. Let me just go over my quick notes about this match. I thought it was a good match. Cena hits a huge attitude adjustment off the top rope. Reigns hits 3 Superman punches and a spear to retain and defeat John Cena. After the match, Brock Lesnar returned. He stared at Roman Reigns. He gets in the ring, and Reigns and Lesnar stand toe-to-toe with Roman Reigns leaving the ring.
And then Brock Lesnar attacked John Cena.
Yes, and then he did attack.
They literally buried John Cena that whole night. He literally confirmed. John Cena buried confirmed.
Can I just say, though, one thing? Brock looked like a hippie. The freaking ponytail.
He looked like a freaking lumberjack. He looked like a
people are saying he looks
lumberjack.
like an onion.
He's like,
So,
what's
Carlos.
up, boy? I'm hippie. I'm going to go smoke some weed now.
yeah, exactly. But he looked bigger than ever, though.
Oh, dude, he looked in great shape. The man looked in awesome shape. Like, better than last time he was in WWE. Like, he was
But I'm
fucking...
so used. But
Go ahead.
let me talk about the match first, though, before we go. Because I have a lot to say about that aftermath.
Go
But
ahead.
so the match was everything I expected. I was like, literally the entrances, like the promo for the match. I was like, oh, here we go. Finally, it's showtime. Finally, the main event is the show. Like the whole show was good, but this is what I'm here for. See this. It's crazy how. So John Cena comes out. I loved his gear, first of all. His gear was fucking fire. I think I'm gonna have to buy that shirt. Yeah, I love that shirt, first of all. It's like, I think like it looks like Super Cena. That's what he was trying to like, and then how he had the championship belts on the back of like the exact date, like when he won it. I think that was so creative too. And then Roman Reigns coming out. I like how he sent himself to the back, and then like he was like and he was getting a pretty good pop. He got a pretty good pop. Not gonna lie. The match was good. Roman literally dominated the match, and then like regular John Cena, like Roman Reigns said, he never changes. Gets beat up a little bit, and then he throws a few punches. Gets beat up again, and then he throws a few punches. Does a big move, big match, John, this, that. But Roman literally dominated him. And then I love when Roman Reigns gets into the point of the match where he's like gets comfortable and slows down the pace of the match, and then he taunts the fans. And then like I literally love that shit. Like that's like my favorite part of the match, whenever he just taunts the fans and like starts talking to himself, and then like it's feeling himself and shit, he's just he gets so comfortable. Like you would never see out of a face for Roman Reigns. I got out of face Roman Reigns. He's usually doing what John Cena does. Like he would get beat up and then like out of nowhere boom. But yeah, John Cena had some moments in the match where I feel like he should have won. Like when he put him through the table, like he did put him in the ring right away. But Roman Reigns had the thing to kick out. But I feel like John Cena should have lasted longer. Like one spear, come on. You could tell John Cena's old. Like he couldn't last after more than one spear. But it was really good. I'm happy Roman won because I did not want to see him leave. That's number one. And yeah, I was just a little like mad like how John Cena got so buried during that match. Like I feel like he should have like done some more big moves in there, but definitely the electricity during that match was on point. Everything it was definitely everything I expected. Now Brock Lesnar coming back, I was surprised but not super pumped. Yeah, I'm not really too much of a fan of Brock. Like the next couple weeks, like as we talk about Brock Lesnar, like I'll explain like why. Just because like he's so reckless. To me, he's a reckless wrestler. He shouldn't even be there. He's like takes everything too far sometimes. But when he comes back, literally when the reactions Paul Heyman was giving when he walked out, Paul Heyman rubbed his eyes like, "Oh shit, is this real?" He's like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" He was so scared. And then when he gets in the ring and then he looks behind, he was literally staring a hole through Roman Reigns the whole time. And then like Paul Heyman's like, "Oh shit, get out of here!" And then Roman like literally stares in front of, like he's the only heel that's not scared of anything. Like he will, like, I mean, he walked away, but that was like a walk away, like he's not worth my time right now, you know. But yeah, and then what I was gonna say. So I feel like if they do feud, this is like a joke thing, but it's gonna be like the Dominic versus, the Ray versus Eddie Guerrero, not custody of Paul Heyman. Whoever wins this, that'll like be a little funny thing, but yeah, I feel like Roman Reigns is like gonna literally, if they have a match, he's gonna win because like look at it like this. This storyline is gonna be like Brock Lesnar comes, right? But like Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns know each other really well, and every time they get in the ring together, mostly every time, Brock Lesnar's always fucked him up, always made him bleed, always like fucked him up really bad. So I feel like now it's gonna be time for Brock Lesnar to get a taste of his own medicine. Because like now Roman's the heel and freaking Brock Lesnar's the face, and then who's the guy that's always been by Brock's side? Paul Heyman. So this is like so interesting to me now to see this. Like I think I'm more invested in this than John Cena versus Roman, just because the fact that like Paul Heyman was with Brock and then now he's with Roman. Like, and Roman Reigns did say that Paul knows whose side to choose. If he wants to stay relevant, he better stick with Roman because that's the island of relevancy. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
All right, a lot of good thoughts there by our tribal chief. Okay, Dan, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are just down straight to the point. I thought it was a good match. I have nowhere near amount to say what Carlos just said.
Okay, you thought it was a good match.
That's it.
How about the Brock part?
I was, in my opinion, the Brock thing, like him and Brock Lesnar coming back, I feel like that's the only thing that'll really save the title picture at this point. Like, it's so stale that I feel like Brock Lesnar, I never thought I'd say this, I'm excited to see Brock versus Roman. I'm excited for this now.
Mm-hmm. I got excited when Lesnar came out. I wasn't really a big fan of the match just because I just really did not think it was any clue or anything about that at all. But it was a decent match. I wasn't really into it as much as I thought they could have. Like, they could have done a lot more with it, but they didn't really do too much with it. But it was cool to see Brock Lesnar come back. I think it was just a way to get people to buy it with two big names. But let's go over who won. So our final points have been tallied, and in fourth place and getting like what's after the bronze. I don't fucking know. Like, Dan, we're gonna give you like the fucking the green medal. Darren comes in fourth with 30 points in the green medal. I come in fourth with the bronze. I have 50 points. Silver, the person who comes in second place, goes to our tribal chief. He's been beheaded. Our tribal chief had 60 points. And
No longer, sadly.
Our new winner is Nick with 90 points.
Wow.
He only guessed one match wrong.
Which match was that?
I think he guessed, let me look over quick. The Bianca Belair. He thought Bianca was going to win.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he definitely came. He slayed. He took that crown. Carlos, how do you feel no longer being the tribal chief?
Well, I'm coming back for that, so don't get too comfortable, Nick. That's all I'm saying.
Nick, you better get ready for Crown Jewel. Yeah. So Dan, you and I, we still got it, man. We're still gonna get that belt. I was the former champion. I'm not giving up. But
I think I held it once and that was it.
let's go over quick about like just really quick our favorite moment from SummerSlam, and we'll start with our former tribal chief Carlos.
The whole ending of the show, the Roman Reigns versus Cena and Brock coming back. To be honest,
Okay. How about you, Dan?
Just the Brock coming back. That was either that or Becky Lynch coming back. That was it.
For me, Becky coming back because I was excited to see her. I didn't like that.
Even though you shit all over it.
I didn't shit on her coming back. I shit on the way that they are booking her.
Still
Because
shitting on it.
I feel like
She's back for a night and you're already shitting on how they're booking her.
I feel like because I like her so much, I expected more from WWE when it came to booking her. But you know, the man has to be a bitch sometimes, right? So, but yeah, so I just enjoyed seeing Becky Lynch come back and Edge beat Seth Rollins. That was another highlight for me. But yes, SummerSlam is gone. Goodbye, summer. We're heading into the fall months. We have Madison Square Garden. Carlos and I will both be there. That will be a lot of fun. That's happening September 10th.
I'm really excited for that. And John Cena is supposed to have a wrestle a dark match, so I'm definitely staying the whole show.
Yeah.
I mean, and this will be the first time that I've ever seen John Cena ever. So I'm so pumped for that. Oh my god!
Carlos is about to cry.
He better not fucking cancel. He better not fucking
sound bite from Carlos is when he goes.
You hear me, Cena? Do not cancel. Or Sasha, you better be back in time because now I'm getting scared. Now I'm getting.
I feel like Sasha Banks, 10 years old, watching Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio.
That's me. Yes.
Jesus.
Yes. I just hope she's back by that time. I'm really scared for that.
She'll probably be back. I mean, I don't know.
I'm scared though now because like I'm literally gonna bring her flowers, and if she takes it, it's cool. But if she doesn't take it, it's alright. But I'm literally gonna bring her flowers and give it to her.
Yeah, but what if she doesn't show up? Who are you gonna give the flowers to?
Whoever I feel deserving.
Okay. All right. We better not give it to Zelina Vega.
I'll probably hand them to you, and then you give them to Zelina Vega.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. All right, you guys. We also have Crown Jewel coming up. Be on the lookout for our Raw recap, our SmackDown recap.
Is that supposed to be a Saudi Arabia show? Correct.
Crown Jewel will be in Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
Wow, they're like really leaving out of state, right? Like during COVID. Like,
well,
we're still technically in COVID.
That's crazy. Why they're taking really into it, to be honest with. And we'll talk off. You know,
they're making like a huge risk doing that, honestly.
Yeah. Well, all right. So be on the lookout. We'll be having our Crown Jewel recap. NXT Takeover 36 will be dropping on Friday. And yeah, Dan and Carlos, you're no longer our tribal chief. Thank you for joining me, and we will see you.
Yeah, keep putting that in my face. Huh?
Yeah, he lost. All right, you guys. Be safe, everyone. Make sure you subscribe. And yeah, that's it for SummerSlam recap. It was a decent show. A lot more could happen. But we did see Becky Lynch and Brock Lesnar return. So what else could I ask for? Maybe Zelina Vega and Maryse in my bed. But anyways, very inappropriate. Sorry. Moving on. Thank you for checking us out, and be safe. And any last words?
I hope you guys enjoyed SummerSlam.
Yeah, I hope you guys did too. All right, guys and gals, be safe, and we will see you soon. Bye.
See ya.